at 773-887-5187. But hurry, the program ends May 31st.
WVON wants you to live your best life possible. That all begins and ends with your health. That's why we're devoting the entire month of May to providing the information you need on health topics that impact you and your family. Every day, you'll hear health experts and helpful tips that will lead you to a healthier you. And if you haven't seen your doctor due to COVID, now is the time to get back on track with your annual checkups. We want you around and listening for years to come. That's why your health is important to us and our participating partners, including Walgreens, the American Heart Association, Access Community Health Network, Vision Eye Care Salon, Rush Medical, and the Alzheimer's Association.
Tired of debating the news? What's true? What's not? Tune into Elevator Talk with your host, Mandeen Muhammad. I'm Mandeen Muhammad from the Coalition for the Remembrance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I'll be bringing the source directly to you. No edits, no deletions, just pure elevator discussions with thoughtful listeners. Tune in to the discussion on Elevator Talk.
It's Elevator Talk with Mandeen Muhammad, Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. until midnight on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's time for Black Houses Matter with Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, Pappas and Michael Lee here. Good morning, Chicago. And Louie. And what a wonderful, wonderful world. Yeah. For me and you. And I think to myself, hard to think about what a wonderful world is when Chicago has the kind of weekend it had. But you know what? We're looking up. We're trying to find good things about what's happening. And the best of what's happened here on WVON, so call 773-591-1690. We hit in a week, we added 2 million WVON callers, 2 million to our Black Houses Matter. We were up to 128,579,063 available for you who don't want to call in to 773-591-1690. We're at St. Sabina on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9 and 4. So hop on over there. Give us your friends, mothers, aunts, uncles, whoever's living in that house. Give us their address, and we're going to see if we can help them with the other $79 million in refunds and $48 million in missing exemption as we go on here. I got Michael Lee with me this morning.
Good morning, Chicago.
The head of my counter. Michael, you're more than the head of my counter. What are you? Michael solves all the problems on the first floor.
Yes, I'm the, what does Steve call me? The doctor.
The doctor.
Yes.
Steve calls you the doctor?
Yeah.
And what does V call you?
V calls me, he has a name for me. What does this guy call me? The go-to guy. Say, this guy here knows everything.
Yeah, the go-to guy.
The problem solver.
If you get to 118 North Clark and you got a problem, ask for Michael, and we've got a great frontline group there. So Black Houses Matter originated out of the fact that Black Lives Matter came about, and we switched to Black Houses Matter because of the issue of generational wealth. And how is it that we can keep people in their houses? And since the treasurer is responsible for selling taxes on houses after a year, and we're in the middle of that tax sale process right now. Michael, you want to tell a little bit about the tax sale?
Yeah, see, what's going on is the 2019 tax year is up for auction, not your home. We are just auctioning off the delinquent taxes for 2019 taxes. So if you're out there, if your taxes are not paid for 2019, there is a possibility they can be offered to this tax sale.
And get this, 75% of the houses, the 33,000 houses, commercial properties, and vacant lands on this tax sale list are in the African American community and the Latino community. 33,000, 14,000 have returned mail, and 18,000 Oh, less than $1,000. Oh, less than $1,000. Michael, assume the house gets sold for taxes. How can a homeowner or landowner redeem?
Well, the easiest thing to do is contact the Cook County Clerk's office, and they can give you what is called an estimate of redemption, which is a fancy word for tax bill, and it'll get you the dollar amount you owe plus interest and the expiration date until to give you the time you have to repay this money, so you don't lose your house to these scavengers.
So meanwhile, those of you who do have a computer can get to a public library or talk to someone who does have a computer. Get to cookcountytreasure.com. cookcountytreasure.com. And Michael, here we are. I'm going to hold this up. Tune into Facebook Live. This is the front of the website. The front of the website has a little purple box in the middle. It's called Your Property Tax Overview. And you there can see, if you put in the address, you don't have to put in the 14-digit number. You put in the address. And as soon as you put in the address, you will have a picture of the house. You know you're in the right place. And then it will tell you if you're on that list. In a few weeks, if it gets sold for taxes, it will tell you whether or not it got sold. So you can also get a 20-year history of your property. So watch the website at its highest. We've had 2 million visitors in a month. It's got great information about your house. So 156 years ago today, root beer was invented. Root beer was invented. This is good news. Michael, do you drink root beer?
I don't drink any soda, Treasurer. I gave it up.
You gave it up, right?
Yeah.
You gave it. But when you were like
I did like
bad,
root beer.
when I was bad, I drank a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
did
root
like
beer
root beer.
sodas when I was coming up in the 40s, right? Root beer is made from 16 herbs, roots, and berries. So now on Mars, we have the rover, the Curiosity rover. That's this like machine that's regulated. It roves around Mars. It actually found a door. It is the internet sensation of the week. On Mars, there is a door. Michael, what's behind the door?
Probably a home full of Martians. Who knows? I'm dying to find out.
So the United States Congress, for the first time in 50 years, is having a hearing about unidentified flying objects. They are going to talk about the fact that they found 144, but they've only identified
One.
one. Can you believe that?
Wow. So what are the other 143 things that they're
I
seeing
don't know.
in the
What are they
sky?
going to talk about if they didn't find anything?
I don't know.
Huh?
I'm very curious. I'm dying to know what these people are, if they're people, what they know, what they can teach us. It's interesting.
Uh-huh. Michael, you think that these people are real?
I think so. We got too many unexplained things going on in the world that we just don't know. Look at all these sightings and all these designs that are cut in the grass and crops and Stonehenge and the pyramids that nobody really has an explanation to. Who built the pyramids?
I wonder if they're watching us, what they're thinking about what happened in Millennium Park this weekend. Huh?
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy.
That was, okay, so get this. There is a guy in England. I thought this was interesting. He's a recluse. A recluse means he like lives by himself. He has to get away from people and live by himself. So as a young man, he has a cottage and a cottage next to the cottage. He befriends a baby calf, a little baby calf. And every day this calf would come into his house and he would feed the calf. Okay? So the calf became a bull. And every day the bull would come and visit this man. This man had no friends. And about a year ago, the guy dies. And this couple finds out that this guy dies, but they knew he had this bull friend. So they move into the house and they take care of this bull. The bull dies. They take the ashes from the man and the ashes from the bull. They scatter it and they put the house on the market for $200,000. They were just like friendly neighbors because this guy had no relatives. He had nobody. So what is the moral to the story here?
I don't know. I guess everybody needs a friend.
Everybody needs a bull if they can't find a friend, especially Titus. Titus, I suggest that you purchase this cottage. Titus is running WVON from behind the scenes. Get this in Texas, African American College. At the graduation, the president announced that an anonymous donor, they still don't know who he is, gave $300,000 to pay off the loans of all 100 graduating students. How about that? Anonymous donor. Good for you. Yeah. And everybody knows about the plane in Florida. The pilot got very, very sick, and a passenger had to call down to the people on the ground to figure out how to land the plane, and he landed the plane in Florida, and everybody was okay. Everyone
Say
is,
what?
yeah, say what? Everybody's talking about that. And
Amazing.
this kid in England, talk about UFOs. He found a shark tooth on the beach, and they took it, his dad took it to a fossil expert, and the fossil expert told the kid that the shark tooth was 23 million years old. Hello.
Hey, what?
Yeah, 20.
I
Really
wonder
that?
where it came from. Did it just wash up on shore? Or?
It was just washed up on the shore.
Wow.
Washed up on the shore, and this little kid found it. He didn't even know what it was, so they took it to this fossil expert. And finally, everybody needs somebody to love. A mother owl. 2 of her eggs didn't hatch. She was so disappointed, she flew out and found 2 chicks and took them back to their nest. 2 chicks back to their. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody needs somebody to love, huh? How many of you mothers got a call on Mother's Day and are listening? Calls 773-591-1690. Vian is here. He is taking calls, and we've got waiting for us on the line Velma Louise Williams. Hey, Velma.
Yes, hello. How you doing this morning?
I'm killing it, Velma. How are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was beautiful.
Tell me about it. I'm glad somebody had a good weekend.
I had a nice weekend, but I want to also stress that Maria Pappas is doing a good job down there.
Oh, you're sweet, Velma. I'm giving it my
Yes.
best. I'm giving
Yes,
it my
she
best.
is.
Yeah.
And I got waited on very quickly on I think that was the 3rd floor I went to
Yes.
about my taxes.
Yes.
And then I had a lost check in the mail, and Paul helped me out to get it right away.
Paul Kawa.
I don't know
And-
Paul's last name.
Yeah. And Steve. Steve helped you too. Steve
I mean,
Kostecki.
Steve. Yeah, that's his name.
Steve.
Yeah,
Steve
that's
helped
his
you.
name.
'Cause Steve was at,
Stevenson.
yeah. Did you go to St. Sabina?
Yes, I did. I went there. That's why I found out I can get help for my taxes.
And when did you go there?
I went there. I went there when you was there.
At the church,
after
screaming up and
church
down,
that
shouting
day.
from the pulpit, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
I love that Father Flager. He's so cool.
Yeah.
You go every
And
Sunday?
I don't go every Sunday, but I go occasionally. Sometimes I go on Saturdays.
Do you watch it on TV when you don't go?
Yes, I do. But they haven't had it on TV in a while.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But they have on Saturdays afternoon.
So, how old are you, Velma?
I'm 68.
Are you retired?
No, I haven't retired. I'm still doing a little work on the side, like
What do you do on the side?
taking care of people at their homes.
Like
The seniors.
elderly seniors?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
ma'am.
There's a big demand for people to take care of elderly seniors, huh?
Yes, it is.
How do these seniors feel about the fact that their kids aren't there for them?
Well, some of them not too happy, and some of them just have to flow with the thing, you know. Perhaps sometime the family come around, and sometime they don't.
Uh-huh.
But
do you see a difference in the people whose family comes around and the people whose family doesn't come around?
Sure.
What's
sure.
the difference?
The difference is you can tell when the family come more, they are more happy. When they don't come, they are not as happy.
Uh-huh. So how many people do you take care of, Velma?
I take care of 2.
2? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I take care of 2. I take care of one in the senior building on 79th and 1050 West 79th Street, and I take up one in the home on 82nd and Bishop.
And how long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been doing this for like 15 years.
And what did you do before that?
I worked in the factory. I worked at Sweetheart Cups, and I worked at Plotman Mustard, and I worked for Bagcraft. Labor work.
Labor, huh? Were you glad to
Yes.
get out of that and start taking care of people?
Well, the jobs moved out of town.
Really? All three factories moved out of town?
Well, two of them did.
The Sweet and the Plot West moved out?
Yes, right. Plotman Mustard moved out to Mantina,
Uh-huh.
and no, Sweetheart Cups just changed over to another company.
Uh-huh. And the third company, what happened to that?
It didn't move out. What happened is that they laid me off, and I had put in for security. I went to security after that. And I did security for Andy Frame and his brother.
You have had quite the work experience here. This is not a
Yes.
lady who sat home and said, "I'm going to sit around and get on public aid," huh? You got out there and worked?
Yeah, I had 3 boys. I didn't have no choice but to work.
Uh-huh. What? Tell me about the boys.
Well, they all away from home now and married.
Uh-huh. Where are they?
And well, one of them is in North Dakota, and one of them is in Vegas, and one of them passed away.
Really? How long ago did he pass away?
Well, he passed away it's been 21 years ago that I had closure.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Were you ever married?
No, I was engaged but never married.
Uh-huh. You got rid of them, huh?
Yeah, we got rid of each other.
And that left you to raise those 3 boys on your own. Did he help you out at all?
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go get no help either.
Let me ask you something, Velma. All those kids downtown today, yesterday, and over the weekend running around on Millennium Park, you think all those boys have fathers in the house?
No, but they have a mother.
Mm-hmm.
They have somebody to tell them they know right from wrong. I'm pretty sure they done told them right from wrong too, but now, it's just too much out here.
Well, let me ask, Velma, if you were the mayor, how would you fix it?
Well, first of all, I would never, when the government released marijuana, I wouldn't have put that in it. No marijuana, no guns, and let the police do their job.
Uh-huh. Sounds to me like you think that 1% of the people are causing 99% of the problems.
Yeah, drugs that just done took over all the neighborhoods.
Uh-huh. What about your neighborhood there on South Aberdeen?
Well, they done took over here too. You just have to go with the flow, I guess.
When you say they took over, how do you know that? I mean, you're in and out of your house, you're watching these 2 seniors. How do you know that that's happening there?
Well, you see it on the radio, you hear it on the radio, you hear it on the TV, you see it on the street. They've been shooting over in our area, and nobody did nothing about it.
Uh-huh.
They have did nothing about it. When you call the police, they don't come right away. As a matter of fact, you can't get them on the phone right away. So
How do you avoid harm coming to you?
just pray and keep it moving.
Just keep on moving, huh?
Keep it moving and pray. Pray. I pray when I leave from home. I pray when I make it back. Hope I make it back safe.
Let me ask you something, Velma. Why do you think your kids are in North Dakota and Vegas instead of Chicago?
Well, it's less crime up in North Dakota. And
They got kids?
yes,
And how many kids do each of them have?
1 and 2.
So they think it's just a better place to raise their kids.
It is. Most definitely it is.
In the last 20 years, 400,000 African Americans have left this city. Now, why do you think they left?
Well, because of the crime, and they went up on everything, and they took the jobs out. They took the jobs out the city.
Michael, what do you think about that?
I think she's right. Crime number one, and just not the fact that just not feeling safe. I think it's the issue.
So let me ask you something, Velma. You take these 3 jobs and you raise these 3 boys, right?
Right.
And now you're doing this kind of work on the side and helping these 2 seniors, right? Even though you're a senior yourself, that's pretty good. And you walk into St. Sabina, and here's Steve. And what's the total amount of money you get?
Well,
did they tell you
what
yet
you
how
mean?
much you're going to get?
How much I'm going to get when? What you talking?
From my office. How much you're going to get back in checks from my office?
Oh, I got $701, and then I got $747.
Yeah.
$20.
A total of $1,449.04 for just walking into St. Sabina.
Oh, yeah.
Are you telling your friends about this?
I told everybody about it.
You must have told a lot of people, because last week we added another $2 million to the total.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me ask
That
you
is.
something. Yeah, let me ask you something, Velma. If you were mayor of the city of Chicago, what is the very first thing that you would do? What would you tell the mayor, or what would you do as the mayor? If you got elected mayor, what would you do?
The first thing I do, I was try to find me somebody else, as far as the captain or whatever he is. What is lieutenant?
The
he's not
superintendent of the
doing
police.
anything.
The superintendent of the police.
Yes, ma'am.
You'd get a new one.
I get a new one.
Would you get somebody from Chicago?
Well, I will have to talk
It-
to all of them.
You'd
Everybody
interview.
I-
Now, what would you be looking for? What are you looking for in a police chief?
I'm looking for him to be hard on his polices, put them in all the areas, not just downtown, but just be hard on them. Like I saw them polices standing there Saturday, and they just standing there,
You want
I
them
would
to
be
act.
just-
You want them to act.
I want them to act right. I would be just like Mayor Daley was.
Get off that train. Get back on that train. Get out of this neighborhood kind of stuff.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And I wouldn't have them standing on the corners. I give them a curfew. I put the truant office back in the schools. They have no truant offices. I will put, they took away, what's that place out there they had for the people that, was mentally disturbed?
They've closed all the mental hospitals is the problem.
Yes, they did.
They closed
yes,
them all.
They did.
And now they got all these people on the streets lying around in tents and everything else. The state
Right. I
years
will
ago
open that
closed
back
all the
up.
mental hospitals, right?
And they talk about, well, they say they don't have no money, but then they come up with money for other things. So
Velma, the first Friday of December, we always have a Christmas party in our office starting at 5 o'clock. You think you can get down there this year?
yes, I can.
Well, I would
Friday.
love to meet you. We have free fruit and coffee and cookies, and it's just a great time. And I would love to meet you personally. I'm going to make sure that Michael, at the end of this program, gets you in our database, and you get invited to our Christmas party. You can come on down there. We're going to sing Jingle Bells and Silent Night and have one good time. And I'm going to listen
Thank
to
you.
everything you say, because the people in the city know this city the best, or the people who live in it are in the neighborhoods every day. And I think we ought to start listing up here, because you've got some great suggestions. You've got great suggestions, Velma. God bless you. God bless St.
Thank you.
Sabina. And we're just happy to give you your money back. I forgot to ask you how you were going to spend it.
Well, I paid bills with some of it.
Well, you spend some on yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right. God bless you. See you
Okay.
soon. See you soon. See you at the Christmas party, huh?
The WVON lineup, chat room, blogs, photos, podcast, and more on the World Wide Web at WVON.com and the voice of the nation. 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
This is continued coverage of the Buffalo mass shooting on the Black Information Network.
I'm Alexandria Ikamoni.
And I'm Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
President Biden says the mass shooting that killed 10 people in Buffalo, New York, was an act of white supremacy.
The Justice Department has stated publicly that it is investigating the matter as a hate crime, racially motivated act of white supremacy and violent extremism.
Biden was speaking at the National Peace